I go there, I just want to make a bold proclamation about Towson.
Okay.
And in a few weeks, we'll have a preview show that'll be dedicated to this sort of discussion, kind of the lay of the land in the CAA. And so there'll be time for it. But I want to make sure that I'm an early adopter. I want to be on the right side of history here. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out on June, whatever the day is, 27th?
June 27th.
27th. Okay, June 27th, 2019. I just want to go on record as having said that I think Towson is going to be one of the best teams in the country this year.
All right.
I think they're a team that could legitimately win the CAA, make a playoff run. Wouldn't shock me if they're in Frisco playing for all marbles. I think they're that good. I mean, offensively, there's no question. They're absolutely loaded. Tom Flacco, brother of Joe.
Yeah.
I'm sure he gets that all the time.
Yes.
But, baseball player as well.
Do you want to know what? So I was doing a little research before the show.
Mm-hmm.
The most surprising thing or stat I found about Tom Flacco.
Do tell.
He ran for 700 yards last year.
Man, he's an athlete, man.
I'm
telling you, two-sport guy, plays some baseball as well. Like,
insane.
Just picked it back up and was good enough. Actually had a really good early part of the season before he got hurt for the Towson baseball team. And, yeah, dude, he's a baller. He realistically could be the best quarterback at the FCS level. Realistically could also join his brother at the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that kind of a player. If you put on the first quarter, don't put on the whole game. But if you put on the Towson Wake Forest game from last season, the first quarter is a clinic. I mean, from Flacco to Shane Simpson, really their entire offense, they had Wake Forest on their heels. That's the level of talent that you're working with there. Now, obviously, when an FCS team is playing at an FBS team, the depth is not the same.
Right.
Eventually, things are going to happen. But that first quarter was really impressive. I highly encourage that watch. But yeah, so you look at last year. It's a win for them because they went back to the playoffs,
yep.
which they ended the playoff drought, got back to the playoffs, and that's huge. But they were like razor close to having a much better year. They led Delaware 18-6 at halftime, and they led by 3 with 2 minutes to play. Lost that game by 4. That should be a win.
Yep.
They trailed Maine 21-7 at the half, and then came back and tied the game at 28 before losing by a touchdown. They lost to JMU and Duquesne to end the season. So those were their 5 losses, counting Wake Forest. The last 2, and really this is I think going to be the crucial thing for 2019, is they were playing better than their opponent, and they were very much in those games early on. But in both cases, they absolutely collapsed in the second half. And they led 10-7 in the second quarter at JMU, and then proceeded to get smoked the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they led Duquesne 10-0 with a few seconds left before the half in the playoff game, and then inexplicably gave up 31 unanswered to lose that game. And then again, not for nothing, they were tied at 14 with Wake after 1, and then, they got obliterated after that. But
yeah.
They lost the game 51-20, but they were 31-point underdogs. So if you were on Towson getting the 31, that would have been 34-point dogs. So they only lost by 31. Yeah, so they covered. Just want to mention that.
Yeah.
But if you were on them at 31 points, that would have been a wild ride.
Good teams win, great teams cover.
That's right. So yeah, I love Towson in 19.
And the preseason polls we've seen so far, they're starting in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could. I think it was Athlon.
Athlon, they're 10.
Okay, well then it wasn't Athlon. Might have been Lindy's. Had way up there.
Gotcha.
Way up there, like top 5. So before everybody else gets on the bandwagon, I just want to make sure that I had a seat.
You are the driver of it right now.
I am. I mean, defensively they got to catch up a little bit. Obviously Shane said that he likes their defense. He thinks that they're going to have a big bounce back year, and yeah. So Towson Tigers, mark it down. I like them for 10+ wins and a little playoff run.